Of all the things that you could have done, you chose this. Why?
They are low maintenance ducks. They're easy to manage. They are very resistant to diseases, and so that's why we chose them. And then we ended up doing them.
People want to venture into something that is very lucrative. When we are looking at this, is this lucrative and can I start this?
I have a confession.
Yeah.
In the past few weeks, I decided I was going to stop doing ducks.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't concentrating too much on it, and so I then tried to dispose of them. Made an advert, tried to dispose, hoping to sell all of them, and then get back to broilers and concentrate on that. But I've been getting orders, orders that are making me rethink the whole thing, and now I'm thinking of going back to them because I've gotten orders that require, in Zimbabwe right now, I've got one order that I've had to turn down is an order that requires about 100 ducks every week.
100
ducks
per
every
week.
Yes.
Listen to that, guys. Per week.
So I've had to rethink the whole thing. There's a market for ducks. There's definitely an opportunity in duck farming. It's something that we need to think about. It's something that we need to collaborate and do as farmers, come together and see how we can make money off this. They are very easy to maintain. They are disease resistant. They don't need anything from you. They just want you to create an environment for them.
Someone who is staying in the rural areas can actually do a project like this because it's not too demanding, is it?
Yes, definitely. It's not too demanding. And well, I've been fortunate to have a big pond, but you don't necessarily need one. You just need enough water to just dip your for them to just dip their eyes as they feed. As you can see, as they feed, they quickly run to the water and dip their faces in it to just make sure their eyes are kept clean. Other than that, you don't need too much water. They just clean water and enough feed, and you're good to go.
For someone who wants to start this, can they do this on a small place?
This is how we started.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, we grew up to about 1,200 ducks or so at our maximum.
Yeah.
Of course, some of them were very little, some of them were very young, but the flock size grew to those levels. But we only started with 5 ducks, 1 male and 4 females. That's what we started with. And it grew to those levels. It grows. It gets to a point when it just starts growing, and so yeah, you don't have to start big. You can talk to us. We can provide bundles for you. That's what we're calling them, a set of 4 females and a male.
My question would be, are you doing this for meat production or breeding?
The orders that we're getting are for meat.
Okay.
Yeah, the orders for people that want to consume duck meat.
Okay.
Those are the orders that we're getting. We've gotten a few breeders here and there, but not too many of them. I think the reason why we don't get too many breeders wanting them is because the end of it, on the market side is not very low. Once we figure out what the market looks like and what it really looks like, we'll then help educate people on what the market looks like so that they too can also enjoy that side
That's
of the market.
The market.
Yeah.
The breeding side of it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you're focusing on this specific breed, it means you are doing it for meat production, is it?
Yes. There are people who are doing another breed of duck, which is called the Peking duck.
Oh.
Yeah, but the problem with that is you need an incubator because they're not broody. They don't sit on there. So you still have that same problem, which is not what you get with this one. But they grow faster. Unfortunately, the crossbreed between the Peking and the Muscovy creates a mule. It doesn't it doesn't procreate. So that then becomes a challenge. So you can't breed the two together. If we could, we'd try to create something in between.
What are the challenges that you've been facing when it comes to doing this?
With duck management, it hasn't really been challenging. Except the market end of it. We never really had, until now, we never really had, a market. So I guess staying in a project for some time, you then get to cross those barriers. And also, yeah, again, a knowledge gap. What do they want? How do they want to lay their eggs, and what to feed them? And that was a challenge at first, but now we understand it, and it's been good for us.
You are everywhere. You are doing horticulture, sweet potato farming, and this. Is it not hard to be managing a lot of stuff?
It's not very hard. It's not too difficult. Like I said, these are low maintenance.
Yeah.
I can see to them. There's someone who looks after them. Unfortunately, he's doing other duties, but I can see to them dedicated day during the week and 20 minutes every morning, and we'll be okay. So this doesn't take too much of my time. The same projects that we have, the horticulture projects, require the same sort of attention. So it's not too difficult. One of the things that we've been fortunate is we've had our stuff for a very long time. We've
Oh,
had
yeah.
the same stuff for about 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
So they understand the systems, they understand how we're doing it. So it then makes it easier for me to manage.
We are looking about animal farming and then crop farming. From your own perspective, which side pays more, crop or animal?
I think there has to be a balance.
Mm.
If you've got the space and if you've got the time and if you've got the capacity,
Yeah.
you can try to do both. But if you're going to specialize, um, I'll just say choose one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't really say this one pays more than the other. There's a lot of potential around animal farming if you do it right, and then there's a
Yes.
lot of potential around crop farming if you do it right. You have to choose the one line that you really enjoy, that you love. If you can come up in the morning, sit under a tree and just watch your ducks for 2-3 hours, just watching them, then you know you're an animal farmer.
Yeah.
If you spend that much time padangare mompe, then you know you're an animal farmer. But if you then decide if you see yourself spending more time out in the fields,
Yeah.
managing your crops, and then you know you're a crop farmer. But there's always better chances of success when you specialize. You have to choose one. If you want to start farming today, I would encourage you to maybe um, start with a low maintenance crops that are easy, crops that are easy on your cash flow.
Yeah.
If you're close to town, do your greens, your veggies, your rape, kovo, tsunga, and even lettuce. Or lettuce is another lucrative business because those lines take about 6 to 8 weeks to get you your returns.
Yeah.
So you get to learn quicker and you get to get your returns quicker before you sink in a lot of money. And then broilers are also a very good thing, but they're capital intensive. And if you again, it depends on the scale that you want to produce them at. If you're thinking of a very large scale, and if you've got capacity in terms of finances and funding, broilers are a good place to start because returns are much faster.
Okay. Do you think that it's ideal for a farmer to be close to the biggest city in the country? That could be Harare or anywhere in Africa.
It helps.
It helps.
It helps to be that close, but it doesn't make you less of a farmer if you're far from the city. Too far from the city, grow a non-perishable product. If you're close enough to the city, you can play around with your perishables.
Oh.
That's what I think. You can grow sweet potatoes deep in Binga and transport them to Harare and still make a killing, simply because they don't deteriorate that quickly. You can grow onions and dry them deep there and just wait for the market to get better and then transport them when the market is better.
Is there going to come a time in the future that you say, now I'm doing this on a large scale, I'm going to open my own restaurant that focuses on dark meat only?
I'm not sure about a restaurant, but doing on a large scale, definitely. I'm not too far away from that. I'm definitely thinking large scale when it comes to that. Very soon, I think we're going to go large scale.
So how much does one cost?
We're selling these for between $10 and $15 each.
10 and 15.
Yeah.
How about a crate of the eggs?
$6 to $10, depending on the breed. But for Muscovies, yeah, that's the price. Yeah, we then offer discount for people wanting breeding stock and wanting a bit more. But
Yeah.
nominal prices are that.
Okay. It seems a little bit bigger.
Yeah, the duck eggs are bigger than chicken eggs. Slightly bigger, so you get a bit more return on the egg than what you'd get on a chicken egg.
Okay. For those who are in the diaspora and coming back to our motherland, to Africa, this is one of the projects that you can do at home.
We've just been growing on their own.
Okay.
It's a project that doesn't take too much time. It's a project that doesn't take too much of our time.
Okay.
And so we've had an old swimming pool here at home, and we've decided to use it. So it's a bit of an ecosystem that we've got going on here.
I see.
We've got fish in the pond, and the ducks.
You got fish in
we've got
there.
fish. We've got tilapia. Not a proper population or anything, just for my own consumption and enjoyment. Sometimes we just put fishing rods and then we fish out fish and then enjoy ourselves.
That's amazing.
But this is where the ducks play a role with the fish.
Yeah.
The fish that we've got there feed on duck droppings. So, and then as the ducks waddle in the water, they oxygenate the water. So the ducks act as a pump, an oxygen pump. And then what also happens is as the fish feed on duck droppings, they also clean the water. So the water is cleanish for the ducks, and then the fish get feed, and then the ducks oxygenate
It's amazing.
So it's a little ecosystem going on. It's a model that we want to replicate and see if it can grow beyond what we've been thinking. Possibilities are endless.
And this is a lucrative side. I don't want to lie to you. I've been told everything about it, and they are easy to maintain. This is me trying to feed them. As you can see, they'll probably come by themselves. This is amazing. That's the amazing part when you're feeding them. So my brother, he was actually telling me that you should take farming as a business. You are actually saying as a science also. Yes. You should take farming as a science. You should take farming as a business. And what you're seeing right now, this is it. You can start this. It's not hard to manage. You know, it's high time that people start venturing into something like this because it's lucrative. And the amazing part about how he's doing it here is that there is fish in the pond. So there's sort of like an ecosystem. The birds, the ducks would actually be feeding the fish. It's amazing. It's amazing. And it's not necessarily that you have to have a pond at your place, but I've been told that you actually have to have enough water and you're good to go. And you'll be focusing on two sides when it comes to duck farming, the breeding side and the meat production side. But at the end of the day, it seems like when it comes to duck farming, the meat production side is more lucrative than the breeding. The reason being that it's a side that people have not ventured into, but once people start doing this, brother, I'm telling you, it's amazing.